You will not see me slice my finger today. I've prayed on that one. I'm going to be going over my meal prep process. I recently put out a couple of videos regarding meal prep, and I got a good response from people about the meals I was preparing. Some people wanted to know more about what this process actually looks like. So I'm just going through and showing what I typically will do on a weekend. I usually do the meal prepping on Sunday. My son and I will pick out our recipes for the week. It's usually just lunches and dinners that we'll prepare or pre-plan. And then on Sundays, I'll actually prepare the meals. If there's any grocery shopping that needs to be done, then we'll do that like the day before or sometimes the day of. And then on Sundays, I'll usually meal prep. Now, usually I'll do it after Sunday service. I'm doing it earlier today, so it's a little out of order for us, but typically it's done on Sundays. Our breakfasts are usually pretty straightforward. We usually eat the same thing, so I don't usually need to pre-plan those. It's usually eggs, avocado, and frozen blueberries. So today we're going to be preparing some Tuscan chicken soup and shrimp Cobb salad. So I typically will prep everything. So that's all the chopping, cutting, all the produce. I will go ahead and prep those, and then I'll prepare the meals. So I typically opt for quick meals that have minimal ingredients for the most part, and can be made in 30 to 60 minutes. I'll also initially look into my kitchen to see what ingredients I already have on hand. And then I will try to create meals that have those basic ingredients. And then when I go grocery shopping, I will just add on the remainder of the things that I need that I didn't have. So it really helps me to use up what I have at home. So it minimizes food waste. And then it helps with my grocery bill. So this is how I typically would do it. I'll try to cook things that can be made in batch, or, do 2 things at a time. So cooking while I'm preparing helps. If I'm doing like oven baked meals, I'll have the oven going while I'm prepping. I'm going to use the chopper for this. I love this thing. I just recently got it. The 3rd time I'm using it in a meal prep, and it just really does save time. So I'm just prepping the onion, just cutting it in half. The chopper is pretty cool. It comes with these dicer size slicers, dicers or cubes, and then like really fine cubes. This is the fun part where you get to decide what you want. I want them to be sliced. Snaps in place. Has this little drawer here. All right, and then you just go ahead and lay your produce on and chop. As you can see, it delivers into that drawer there. Do you meal prep with soups? Yeah, so today I'm actually making a soup, a Tuscan soup. And I love soups because, I mean, you can make them like super in bulk and freeze them, or, just make them for the week. And I absolutely love making soups as meal prep. So today we're gonna be going with a soup and the Cobb salad, the shrimp Cobb salad. And it's a chicken Tuscan soup. Again, I just specifically look for recipes that are quick. As much produce as it looks like, I'm preparing, it's healthy, it's colorful. We get our fruits and veggie servings in, and it's really rewarding, honestly, seeing my son be excited about the meals, which is really a big part of why I involve him in, and look at that. It just makes it so, it's just great. I love this thing. I love it. But yeah, my son gets so excited about planning the meals. The other thing is that I'm like, he knows, like, we have to pick out 2 to 3 veggies and 1 to 2 apples like per week, or we have a theme, what apples of the week and what veggies of the week. And so he's already going into the week knowing he's got to eat his fruits and veggies, and he's excited about it because he's helped me pick out the recipe. And then in the middle of the week, when he somehow picked out Brussels sprouts earlier in the week and decides he doesn't like Brussels sprouts anymore, by Wednesday I remind him of his choices that he made. It's like, you helped me pick this out. And sometimes that little reminder is enough for him to be like, okay, he'll eat it. But sometimes he does. He's just like, I just don't want to eat them by Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, But that's where it's a saving grace that we pick out 2 to 3 vegetables per week. So that's just one. There's still 2 other vegetable options that he's going to eat. In the chat, tell me, do you typically meal prep, or what's the hardest part about the meal prep process for you? Oh, yeah. So Angie says she struggles with planning the meal prep and getting all the ingredients she needs. And I did too. Like, in the beginning, early in my health journey, what I would do is, like, I know I need to eat healthy. So You know, they tell you to shop the perimeter, which is like your produce, your meat section and all that. So I would buy so many fresh fruits and veggies, and I didn't have a plan for what I would do with them. I just know, like, if I eat these, I'm going to be healthy. But I didn't have a plan. So ultimately, oftentimes, a lot of that food went to waste because I didn't plan for the meals. So I look at what I have at home, and then I start you can do this so many ways, right? You can go to Google and just start listing off your ingredients that you think will go together, and then just say or add recipes with these ingredients, or utilize ChatGPT. I mean, come on. Like, the nice thing about online, like if you Google it, you can usually get like recipes or blogs, but ChatGPT can actually help you out as well. That's what I would do. And you know, now I have like this meal app, but it's essentially the same thing. I'll just select for recipes that have ingredients that I already have at home. And then, of course, the recipe is gonna have some things that I don't have at home. And that's when I'll create my shopping list based on what else I need. The reason, again, I don't meal prep for breakfast is because we're kind of boring for breakfast. We eat the same things. And then for lunch and dinner is where we try to do more variety. I'm so busy in the morning. I'm like, I need this process to be so streamlined. We have basically two major things that we'll eat for breakfast. Two major meal options for breakfast. As I said before, that's typically eggs, avocado, frozen blueberries, it's fruit and yogurt, or smoked salmon. Actually, we'll do that if I remember to get it from Costco. Pack my son's lunches. Whoops. Okay. You will not see me slice my finger today. I've prayed on that one. I was worried about burning something or hurting myself. I found that also, like, not springing Brussels sprouts on my son is nice. So like, that's also why, even though he mostly likes them, again, if he's eating it more than 2 days in a row, then he'll start to get tired of them, which is, you know, okay, that's fine. That's, even some adults don't even like, that's one of the things they don't like about meal prep, is because they don't want to eat the same things all week. But involving him in the process really helps him get in his mind that, again, like, he's going to eat fruits and veggies, and he also agreed on these earlier in the week. And again, it's really rewarding as a parent seeing your child eat healthy foods and give you a thumbs up. It really is. And then I get to talk to him. It's also a learning opportunity during the meal prep process, where I get to talk to my son and explain to him the reason why, like, what these foods are doing to his body and why they're good or healthy for him. And he likes that. Especially when we talk about protein and how, you know, building those strong muscles. He gets a kick out of that. Or he's into soccer. He's a defender, so he runs and kicks, and he has a really good kick. So explaining to him how these foods are helping him with his athletic performance too is a motivator for him. Yeah, and I know for larger families, you have different challenges or very picky eaters. So that can, you know, of course, complicate things. But I do think that, like, making it an open discussion could help. If that doesn't seem to help, then more so having that, like, okay, this is what we're eating. That's what I also had to do with my son too, is like, okay, this is what we're eating for the week. You know, there are healthy options. If it's 3 veggies and they're really just boycotting one, then it's like, okay, eat the other 2. Which 2 are you going to eat, type of thing. But so far, this has really helped out as far as helping with the rebuttals for veggies. Like, the longest part is really the preparing the produce. So for me, since I use a lot of fresh veggies, you know, that does eat up a lot of time prepping those dishes or those items. Sometimes what I'll do, which I didn't do this time around, sometimes if I get large batches of things, you know, like on a Costco haul, I'll go ahead and prep the ingredients like I did now in like much larger amounts. I'll put aside what I'm going to use for the week, and then the rest I'll freeze in freezer bags or freezer containers, and they can be used for the next week's meal prep. So I'll go through the whole process, but then at least that time I'm saved the time it took for me to cut up everything. Okay, so the thing about when you make the mason jar of salads, you really want to think about putting all the juicy stuff at the bottom so everything else doesn't get soggy if you don't want it to be soggy. For that reason, I would start with the salad dressing at the bottom. And then when you do the salads, you really want to get the wide mouth mason jars if you go the mason jar route. These are 32-ounce mason jars. All right, that's it. So once I'm ready to eat this, basically, and I will pack this in my lunch. I'll put it in my lunch bag, and I'll usually bring a bowl. So I'll bring the bowl and a lunch bag, and then I shake it up, and then plop it into the bowl, and it's ready to go. So you just need your bowl, a fork, and a napkin, and you're good to go for your lunches if you're the type to bring these to lunch. Some people might not like that it's a glass jar, which that's understandable. I know they have like silicone sleeves and stuff that you can use for your mason jars if find that to be a problem. I'll add the recipe to the mason jar salads here, as well as to the chicken Tuscan soup. And I hope you do try them, and I hope they help. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Let me know if you found this type of video to be helpful. I can try to do some more of these like quick meals live with you. Otherwise, you can look forward to seeing them in just upcoming videos where I'll share the recipes and the process. But okay, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time. All right, bye.